All right, guys, it's time for that daily grind. It's time for that boxing talk. When I first saw Deontay Wilder reject that DAZN deal and re-sign with Showtime, that very same day, literally like maybe 5 minutes after I finished watching that press conference. Remember, they had that press conference, and like 5 minutes later, I made it. I went and I sat down and recorded a video uh, talking about it, and I was pissed off. And on that video, I said I hope that Dominic Breazeale beats Deontay Wilder, and I said that because at the time I was not. I was basically just reacting from how just I guess that was like an emotional reaction. I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? I was just reacting to how I felt at that minute. And I was just like, man, I was so pissed off because I really wanted to uh, have an undisputed fight with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. So at that very moment, that was my first instinct, was just being pissed off. And I was like, I just wanted the worst for Wilder. Honestly, I was like, man, I hope this guy just loses his belt, just so he can't be the champion anymore, just so we could finally have this fight happen next. But obviously, since then, I've thought about this fight, and you know what, guys? I don't want Deontay Wilder to lose to Dominic Breazeale. I do not want him to lose to Dominic Breazeale. In fact, I want him to beat him. I want him to beat him because I don't want to see Anthony Joshua versus Dominic Breazeale again. I don't want to see that because I saw that already, and that's a one-sided fight. Anthony Joshua absolutely dominated Dominic Breazeale. That was a one-sided beatdown. And if Dominic Breazeale were to upset Deontay Wilder, and they fought for a unification fight, it would be the exact same thing. Dominic Breazeale would get his ass whooped in an easy fight for Anthony Joshua, and he would become undisputed. And I don't want Anthony Joshua to become undisputed like that. I want him to become undisputed, beating Deontay Wilder. That's the fight I want. If he's going to become undisputed, I want to see him against Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder is the guy that everybody wants to see face Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder is the one heavyweight in the heavyweight division that has this fan base that believe that he is going to beat Anthony Joshua. They have this they have this narrative that they believe that Anthony Joshua is ducking him. So I want Anthony Joshua to be the first guy to beat him, because then that will really humble all these Deontay Wilder fans out there. Not fans, all these Deontay Wilder fanboys out there. They go around with this narrative that, oh, Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight. Anthony Joshua is petrified of him. This fight's being prolonged because of Anthony Joshua, hating on Anthony Joshua, acting like he's been fighting nothing but bums. That's why I want them to be humbled, right? And the best way for Deontay Wilder fanboys to be humbled is if the guy they claim is afraid and ducking Deontay Wilder ends up being the guy who knocks him out, right? That's why that it will be such a satisfying victory for me, because not only for me, but just because I know how it would affect the Deontay Wilder fanboys. Like, I'm telling you, man, a lot of those dudes will start crying, man. I'm telling you, man. But I don't want another guy to beat Deontay Wilder. I want it to be Anthony Joshua. Okay, if someone's gonna beat, and I'm not saying that there's no way Deontay Wilder could beat Anthony Joshua. Yes, he could beat him. This is heavyweight boxing. If he catches him with his right hand, he could drop him. But I'm personally picking Anthony Joshua to win that fight. I just think he's an overall better fighter, and I think he has more tools than someone like Deontay Wilder. I think Deontay Wilder is a guy that really just depends on two things, and that is his athleticism and his right hand. I've seen him throw other punches, but he's not as committed to those other punches, to throwing those other punches, than he is to throwing his right hand. That's like his go-to, right? That's like his go-to. He's always throwing the right hand because he knows that's his best punch. So again, I I wish Dominic Breazeale nothing but the best. I'm not saying, I hope he lose. I hope he has no chance. I don't know. I wish Dominic Breazeale nothing but the best. I hope he goes in there and tries his best. But I don't want him to be the guy to beat Deontay Wilder. I hope the fight ends up being entertaining, which I definitely think it will be, just because of their styles. Dominic Breazeale is a guy that tends to come forward, and he doesn't have defense like that. And Deontay Wilder is a guy who depends a lot on his right hand. And remember, this is a very personal fight. These guys don't like each other. So I think they're going to really try and hurt each other. So I think the fight's going to be good. But I definitely see Deontay Wilder winning via knockout. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I definitely see Deontay Wilder winning that fight. But obviously, this is boxing. Dominic Breazeale could pull it off and, beat him. And if he does, you know what? That's great for him. But me personally, I want to see Deontay Wilder win. Like I said, the only thing I could really get out of this fight is to see if Deontay Wilder could do a better job than Anthony Joshua did against Dominic Breazeale. Remember, it took Anthony Joshua 7 rounds to get rid of Dominic Breazeale. And Dominic Breazeale is a very tough guy. So let's see if Deontay Wilder could do a better job. Because if it goes the distance, or if it goes like 10, 12 rounds, a lot of people are going to mention the fact that, Anthony Joshua got rid of Dominic Breazeale way quicker than Deontay Wilder. But yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. I want Deontay Wilder to win, because I want Anthony Joshua to be the guy to beat him, not Dominic Breazeale. That's all I have to say, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm out, man. Thanks for watching.